Okay, now it's time to do the heel flap. I'm going to be doing the heel on the front bed. So what I'm going to do is bring up pushers for each of the stitches. I'm going to have them all up except the first one I'm going to have down, but in work. Now on the front, I'm going to have LX. On the back, I'm going to have GX. I'm going to use the same stitch size. I am going to reset my row counter. We're doing a different section of the sock now. So I'm just going to reset it. And so in this, we are going to slip the first, knit the rest, and then on the way back, slip the first, knit the next, slip, knit, slip, knit, slip, knit, all the way back. This is going to give a standard heel flap. It's going to look a little different machine knit, but it's just the general idea. You can make it bird's eye by alternating which ones you're slipping and knitting on the second pass. You can shift the slips and the knits over one. Still slip the first one, and then you can slip the second one, and then I would probably still knit the second one, but then do either knit, slip, knit, slip, knit, slip, or slip, knit, slip, knit, slip, knit. And also make sure you're knitting the last stitch. It's a little bit more complicated pattern to set up on the machine, but it's still possible. So now I'm going to do one pass, block strippers still. Okay, so how many passes am I going to make? Generally, you do the number of passes that is half of the total number of stitches you have. So I have 68, half of that is 34, so I'm going to probably do 34 passes. If I wanted a smaller instep, if I had a smaller instep, I would do fewer passes. If I had a larger instep, I would do additional passes. But you want to remember how many rows you did here, because that's going to determine how many stitches we're going to pick up on the side of the gusset. We're going to pick up one stitch for each of these pairs of rows. So plus one for the stitch in the ditch. Now for the second row, we are also going to slip the first stitch, but then we're going to knit one, slip one, knit one, slip one, knit one. So what I'm going to do is put the pushers up for every other needle. Okay, and then do one row. And then this row, we are going to just slip the first and continue on in that pattern. Now on the DM80, your pushers obviously won't flatline like mine do on the E6000, but you'll just put them into work or not into work as needed. And then keep going. So I'm just going to do this until row 34. And if stitches aren't knitting off so well, you can add some weight to the front side, the side that you're working on, because you can see what's going on here is we're only adding stitches to this front side. and that is 34 rows. Okay, now what we're going to do is the heel turn, which is this small section after the heel flap, from here to here, this small section in here. So we're going to be moving a fair amount of stitches, so you want to get a 3-prong, 5-prong, or whatever tool you have, or just a 1-prong if you don't, or a decker comb if you don't have one of the smaller transfer tools. Okay, so I'm going to start by slipping 1 and then knitting 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pairs of stitches. And then what I'm going to do is do a knit 2 together and then knit 1 more. So what I'm going to do is take the second and third from here. From this is the first one that's not selected. I'm going to take those 2 and move over 1. Okay, and then this can be up or down or whatever. Now what I'm going to do is put these 2 in work. So it's slip 1, knit 18, knit 2 together, or slip. This is actually slip, slip, knit, and then knit 1. So if you follow a hand knit pattern, that's how you would do that. So if you were doing, say you increased the size of the sock or decreased it, and followed a pattern, that's how I follow this one. So it's slip 1, knit 18, and then I did the 2 more, the slip, slip, knit, and knit 1. Now I'm not going to move these just yet. They're fine staying where they are. Okay, I am on LX, same stitch size, and GX on the back. So we'll knit 1 row. Okay, now on the way back, what we're going to do is slip 1 and then knit 5. And your instructions may say to purl 5 if you're using a hand knit pattern. So it's the slip 1, and then I'm going to put 5 in work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So slip 1, this one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then take the second and third. So this is the first, second, and third, and move those over 1. And this on the hand knit pattern, it would be purl 2 together and then purl 1. So I'm going to put 2 more in work, and that should be this one. Yes. Okay, so we'll do 1 row. Okay, now as a double check, what you want to do is make sure that the empty needles are in the same position if you're centered. So they're both on 5, and you should also have an even number on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs. Okay. So what we're going to do is get the edge springs out of the way. We are going to slip 1 and then knit. It's going to be knitting 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we are going to do the decrease and then knit 1 after that. 1 more after that. So you can move the stitches over, but this is moving over twice, so it might be easier, depending on how tight, how small your stitch size is. It might be easier to do them all together. Okay, and I'm going to move this over 2 stitches to do a decrease. So I'm going to combine those and put them on the other needles. Pull down if you can, or kind of push them off with your thumb, or use a tool. So I'm going to pull that up a little bit higher, And then I'm going to hold these down a little bit, so try to get a good angle here. Okay, and 2 stitches down. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side while I'm doing the movements, but this is a slip, so that's why I'm going to be able to put a stitch on top of it right now. Oop, this came off. Okay, that one was on. Pull up a little, push down. And then hold them back. And then 2 more needles out of work. So that was a slip 1. And then it's going to be knit 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have our decrease and then knit 1 more. So I'm going to put 2 more in work. Okay, and I'm going to do 1 row. Now we're going to slip this last one, and then I'm going to put 7 into work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then after that should be our decrease. I can see 2 stitches there, and then 1 more. So I'm going to put the next 2 into work and do another row. Next, I'm going to have this one be, this is where it's coming from. This is a slip, and then I put 8 into work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then that's going to be where our decrease is. So I'm going to move 2 over this time. So I'm going to see, I'm going to alternate. I'm going to move 2 over, and then I'm going to move them all over. That's so I don't have to move them all over every single time. Okay, and also if you want to, you can do this side as well. This is going to be a slip, so I can put a stitch on top of it and not affect this row. Okay, and both of my slips are on the same needle. They are 7 on needle 7 on each side. And then all the stitches in between. Sorry. Then all the stitches up to here are in work. So this is a slip and then knit. Okay. And then I'm going to put 9 into work. And then I should have my decrease as the next one, and then 1 more, so 2 more. And then I'm going to slip 1 and have 10 into work, and so on. And that should be 1 before the gap. And I'm going to again move them all over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then knit 2 together, 2. Knit 1, so that's 2 more. Okay, and then this is going to be slip 1. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then knit 2 together, knit 1. So that finishes that side off. So then on the right side, I'm also going to move the last 2 over. Okay, so we have slipping and then knitting to the end. Looks like this one, yeah, this yarn is splitting a little bit. I'm going to fix this because the yarn is just splitting. So it's like half on. So if I put some weights on, it would help pull that down a little bit more. It's just that the yarn is kind of fluffing up because I don't have it pulled down very much. Okay, now I'm going to slip one and then knit all the rest. Okay, now what I'm going to do is slip the first one after we've completed the heel turn. I'm going to knit across again.